Welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Vacation Station Travel Show with Nancy and Lisa. You know, the crazy mother-daughter travel team traveling full-time across the country, documenting parks and public lands while we do our Big Blend Radio podcast and publish all kinds of different digital magazines, all under Big Blend Magazines. So along our travels, we befriended a wonderful lady, Cheryl Ogle. She is a world traveler. She is a travel advisor, which we're going to find out more about today, and owner of the travel company, Hey Wanna Go. And she specializes in booking trips and researching trips. Well, she knows because she goes there all the time, to Europe, the UK, river and ocean cruises, Bermuda. Like, does that sound good? Maybe a little Hawaii, a little Alaska. So she holds an accreditation. I can't say that word, Cheryl.
Accreditation.
But anyway, she's certified with the Travel Institute Certified Travel Association program. And she's also always on the road, always in a plane, always in a new destination. You should follow her on her Facebook. It's awesome. So go to her website. It's heywannago.com. We're so excited because Cheryl is going to be on Big Blend Radio starting in January, every third Wednesday, talking about different destinations around the world. So Cheryl, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's nice to see y'all, and it's Small Business Saturday, so it's fun to celebrate small businesses, yours and mine. So
yes, and this is the thing. I think it's so exciting. We're recording on this date. It's going to air in December, but listen, throughout December, we should be doing that, celebrating and working with small businesses as best we can.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the thing, I remember the whole, the internet came out, and then travel agents, everything changed for the travel industry, Yes. And then here come all these, what we call OTAs, over the counter, not the over the counter, but over the internet, kind of like, here's your online travel booking, like, all those different websites, but which we've used a few of them, but there's nothing like actually calling the bed and breakfast and talking to them or, getting there. But it's a little different what you do. And it seems to me that travel advisors, travel agents, everybody it's like a resurgence, and people are realizing, do I really want to spend my time doing all the research work? Do I know what am I saving my money going to Europe, Florence, like the background, your photo, going to take that money, invest it in some place that I have no clue about? So that's where you come in, right?
Absolutely. I think when I travel, I pay for my own travels as well. I work very hard and I love working, but I value the money that I make. And I don't want to spend it lightly. I want to know where it's going and assign it. And especially on a vacation, a big trip, maybe a dream trip to Italy. You really don't want to just chance it and go to some big box store. And I'm not going to put down the big box brands, because there are times I go to Costco and that's where I want to buy my bananas and my salad. Absolutely. I don't want them planning my travel. I want to provide for my clients my expertise, my knowledge, my training, and personal. When I'm in Florence, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going to go eat. I know that I'm going to have a steak when I go, and I'm going to go to Giovanni's. And so I know these things because I've been there and I've developed a relationship with Giovanni. And so I can make these recommendations.
You met Giovanni, the Giovanni?
I did. He's darling. Yes. So, we need to go to Florence and eat. But he's.
And everybody, Cheryl's from Texas, so she knows steak.
I know my steak. But that makes a difference in areas I know. And I don't know that you get that from a big box store when you call and you're just caller number 1700 for the day.
It's a template.
Exactly. And so when my travelers travel, they have my personal cell number, not the number that's on the website that goes to, it rings to my phone. They have the number that my grandkids have. And they can call me and say, what was the name of that Italian place? Well, of course, there's a lot of Italian places in Florence, but what was the name of the place that you told me to go? How do we get to the leather markets? Things like that. I'm a real live person. And so I feel like with that, your travel is personal to me. And I want it to be special and memorable. And if you come into a hiccup, I'm there for you. You text my real life phone number and we work it out. And things do happen. I'll have clients say, I need it to be 100% perfect. Can't do that. Flights get delayed. Things happen. I can't control flights. If I could, I'd be a millionaire. But things will happen, but you have real life support on the ground. And that's
awesome. What part of travel. You travel to see new things and to have new things happen.
No one likes when new things happening though, or flight delays or cancellations. Right. So I mean, we've all been there.
We don't want the bad things, but things do happen. It's comforting to have somebody to call that will say, oh, you need to do this, go over here, check out this counter. Yeah.
Exactly. Or hey, here's an alternative hotel of 7. We've been in a hotel fire once and it's like, oh, now what do we do at 3 a.m. when the hotel's burning down, like literally outside our window? And we're, and so then, if we knew you were there, I'd be like, Cheryl, where do we go now?
A hotel.
Well, this is so important. And everybody, Cheryl's accredited. You still can't say it. By the end of this,
stop trying.
I know it's we're so professional until I stepped in, but but this is accredited.
Accredited. You did it.
Accredited.
Accreditation means that I studied a lot. And then I passed an exam, and then I keep up to date with my continuing education.
Well, I love following you on Facebook, and you're always like showing where you are. You do the live videos of here we are right now. It's like so real. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at these cliffs. You were in Ireland recently. Dude, you were on you're looking at hotels. Are these hotels good enough for our clients? So it was like 2 weeks of hotels.
1 week. 1 week, but I saw some phenomenal places, and I can't wait to send clients there. And so to go see new hotels and think, who would I send here? What type of client? Not every hotel is for every client, but one had, it was fabulous. I won't name it, but it had a Princess Grace suite. And she slept in there. She stayed at that hotel.
No way.
Wow.
And so they left it like that. And it's quite affordable. We're asking as travel advisors, we can ask all the questions we want. What does this room run? And it runs about $500 high season, which really is nothing to be in a lovely suite at one of the prettiest properties I've ever seen in my life. So to have that opportunity to go view these hotels and meet with people and have the personal business card and think, okay, when I have someone ready to go to this area, I can reach out and say, I visited there. We absolutely need that suite. What can you do for my clients?
And can you give them strawberries and wine if they want it when they check in? Is that part of it?
It can be.
We want wine everywhere we check in, right? That.
I know that yes. I've got your bottle ready. When are you coming?
Okay. We're coming. But
I don't like wine, but I've learned that I like sangria.
Oh,
and Irish coffee.
Well, I do like Irish coffee.
Yeah, she's getting there.
There we go.
Yeah. She's
coming
getting
along.
there.
My palate's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. But this is the thing is you do try things when you go to a new place, and it doesn't mean you have to drink the whole bottle or whatever.
Right.
It really is about trying things. And that's what I love following you. But one thing I want to go back to the travel advisor part, because it's really cool that you can help people like, hey, and say, this is a good place. I know this person, you'll be safe here. This is a safe area. That's another thing, especially women traveling solo, and you're a solo woman traveler.
Yes.
You have to be aware of your surroundings. But when people think of hiring an agent or an advisor, they think, okay, well, how much more are we going to pay you? Like, so how does that work in regards to, when we're paying like the online things, somebody's getting in a little extra somewhere, right?
Wherever you book, let's use cruises, for example. If you book a Royal Caribbean cruise to Alaska and you go to royalcaribbean.com and you book it with them or you book it with me, you're paying exactly the same. If you go to a discount cruise broker site, you might save $100. I'm not going to lie. And if you know exactly what you're doing and how to pick a cabin and how to pick an itinerary, save yourself $100. That's fine. But if you have no idea what you're doing and you just think, we just know we want to cruise to Alaska, you want to do it right. You don't want the cheapest. My prices will be exactly the same as booking direct with a cruise line. One benefit
you want to be comfy, cozy, and you want it to turn out good.
Exactly. Because you spend too much money. This isn't an overnight in some city that I won't name. This is a big thing. This is a destination. This is a bucket list item, perhaps doing an Alaska cruise. So you want it right. You don't want there are bad itineraries out there. Not, absolutely.
I mean, I think about Alaska as a big deal, and it's not exactly a cheap destination from what I've heard.
It's not. And so you want to do it right. Maybe you're only going to do it once. I know how to pick a cruise cabin. I'm not going to put you under or over a nightclub that's going to be thumping all night. Woo woo, that no one wants that. Or I'm at the age where I don't want that.
Some people may
want that. Yeah. When I'm done for the night, I'm done for the night, and I'm ready to sleep and not listen to everyone else all night long. So I do bring a lot of value having cruised Alaska. And know how to look at these things, how to pick the right cruise line and itinerary, because it's different for every client.
And it's amazing that they don't have to pay extra to get that kind of service, but they have someone holding their hand along the way and helping, because time is also money, right? That's the thing.
Exactly. I had a new client call me on a Saturday morning a few weeks ago, and I thought, I'm not doing anything. I'll answer the phone. Normally I would take the weekend off. And he said, I need a travel agent. I thought, okay, here we go. What do you need? And he was lovely. And he said, I've already booked 2 transatlantics. I won't fly. So I am cruising from Florida. I'm cruising to Florida to Europe and then home from the UK. And I have a month to fill in between. Can you help? Oh, absolutely. So he then transferred his cruises over to me because he had just booked him in the last week. One of the cruises already went down in price, and I called back, repriced it, saved him $500. He didn't know that was an option. Had he kept him and continued working with himself, that's $500 that he would have had to pay. So he was tickled, and he's just the nicest guy, and we're having a great time building out his itinerary, because he said, I've got a month to fill and I'm not capable of doing this. Help. So we have rounded it out with some group tours and some time alone with private tours in Paris and then off to London. So it's going to be
now she's like, okay, I want to go. I'm going.
I know. It sounds like fun. I want to go.
We've built quite a great itinerary. So y'all, let me know. I can duplicate it for you.
See, but that's the thing. It's like, once you get everything going, you have this vast, array of, like, it's like if anybody called us about a national park, it's like, oh yeah, you got to do this hike, that, you know what I mean? It's like everything is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's that experience. But so you focus a lot on Europe and England.
Yes.
I know you've done a lot of that recently, Alaska, but you also take groups like twice a year, right?
I do. I'm working on that, and it's a little different since COVID, and so we're building back. So I'm taking a small group right now. There looks like 6 of us going to the UK, and we're doing London, Liverpool, and Edinburgh, and doing some day trips. I've had several people say that London's probably my favorite city in the world. And so, although Florence is pretty nice right behind you. So, but I've had several people say, will you take me to London? It doesn't take much to get me to go to London. So absolutely. So several of us are going to go to London. And we're doing that in April. So the flowers will just be coming out. I think 2 of the people then want to do some time in Ireland. And then I'm meeting a friend of mine, and we'll probably do Croatia. Because while I'm over, I'm not just going to stay and just come home after that. I've got to go do something else. So
yeah,
we know that about you. I mean, it's like, Cheryl, are you home? No. Cheryl, are you home? No. But you are always online.
Generally
so that's something to also say. You're a travel advisor, but you're always online and able to connect. That's amazing too.
Exactly. If I'm on I've got a river cruise in a week, and I'll be online working. So
where are you going?
The lower Mississippi.
Cool. I've heard that the Mississippi
is
we've had Memphis travel on our show a couple times, and he was talking about Milton Howery. He was talking about these cruises that are now like, it's become a big deal going up and down. Like it's like a new big deal.
Right. It really is. We're doing the lower. So we're flying to Memphis. What's today? So flying to Memphis next Saturday. And then we cruise Monday through the following Monday. So it's Memphis to New Orleans. And my sister's going with me. It's just after my birthday. So we're excited. First time to Memphis, gonna go see Graceland and do a tour of the mansion.
Oh my gosh, the music thing is huge. Yeah. By the way, how was Rod Stewart? I have to bring this up. Everybody, if you want a deal, call Cheryl and say Rod Stewart.
Yes, that's the golden words.
He was phenomenal, of course. So
how many concerts have you been to? Like a Rod Stewart concerts?
Probably 50 or 60, which is nothing. No, because there's a fan who she takes the most amazing pictures and she tags each one, and she's just over 600. He was in London last night, and it was all I could do to not fly to London on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Cheryl.
I know.
She was
100. Wow.
So what got your travel bug going? Like, what was it that
I took? Okay, my grandparents traveled a lot, and they did big trips. And so in my mind, as a teen and a kid, I thought you have to be old and rich to travel, because they were old and rich. And so then I had an opportunity to go to Italy, and it wasn't expensive. And I thought, well, wait, and I wasn't old. I mean, I'm older now, but I thought, this is kind of fun. You don't have to be old and rich to do this. And so I really started looking at what opportunities were out there, and maybe come on board part-time and just see, because I so enjoy, I'm just passionate about it. I love hearing other people's travel stories. And when they say, I want to go such and such, and start telling them, oh, you can see this and this and this. And do you want a cooking class in Italy? You have to do a cooking class in Italy. And all the things. So to me, it brought me a lot of joy, just giving people those experiences and being a small part of it, and knowing they're making memories to last a lifetime.
That's, travel changes. And I think when we don't travel, we get very stagnant as human beings, and we're not as happy. And we need, because travel challenges us too, to do new things. It challenges us if there's an airport issue or travel delay. What are you going to do? How's your attitude? Check your attitude at the door. Hopefully your baggage will be there. But when you get to these destinations, it's also about meeting the people. I think that's the meeting, the people on the other side. I think we all foster this better understanding the more we travel and the more people we meet.
That's the whole point of travel, seeing something new, meeting new people, learning about customs that you might have, for whatever reason, not the most positive connotation of it. And then you meet the people and you see why they do what they do, where the custom came from. And then now you understand. And the more people travel in the right way, the more we'll have peace. Because if you just to me, I don't like borders. Borders are like, okay, you can't cross here and you can't this and you can't that. I like to
never tell
down
Nancy, no, you can't do anything. That's the truth.
That's true. This is true. Because then you're fostering something and making it a big deal when it's really nothing.
Right.
It's so crossing the border, going into a new country, sometimes it's complicated, but when you meet the people,
it's beautiful thing.
I like the open shopping bazaars and like what we would call here a farm stand and things like that. It's so much fun. It's
shopping
so much.
Well, and you see, if you, I don't watch the news. I gave up the news years ago because it brought so much discontent and anger, no matter what.
It's true.
All it was doing was telling me how unhappy and mean we all are. And I don't find that to be the case. I mean, I welcome strangers in my home. I have a house sitter coming tomorrow. I've never met him. He's fine. It'll be fine. I'm making ribs for him. It'll be great. But you go worldwide, and people are really, we're all doing the same thing. We're getting up, we're trying to spread a little joy in our corner. We're working, we're paying our bills, we're loving on our family, we're feeding our cats. we're all really doing the same thing. And I would
Exactly.
say most of us are really very nice people, just
Mhm.
getting through
And
life.
Cheryl knows Giovanni. That's the most important thing. She knows Giovanni.
Most
Well,
people
you
are
know.
good, so I think most
Well,
people are good, and the more of
Absolutely.
those people that are good that you meet, the better you feel and the happier you are.
mhm.
Absolutely. Go hear their stories, talk to them, ask
Mhm,
them
mhm,
about their grandchild, it's, sitting there in the
mhm.
booth with them, that kind of thing. And travel
Yeah.
really does open your eyes.
It does.
Turn
When,
off your TV and get your passport and go somewhere.
yeah, really,
I
because then you can make your own decisions, not what the news tells you.
Exactly.
That's really it. And going to Europe, I mean, it just seems like they're family centric as well
Yes.
in Europe.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
you see that I had the opportunity in Rome a couple of months ago, and a friend and I went to a dinner, a Roman dinner party dinner. And
Cool.
it was so much fun. So we're in a woman's house. Her kids are in the next room with the dog. And she fixes us no lasagna, no spaghetti, no carbonara. She fixes us the things that a regular family has, during the day. And so there was pasta, but very, very different from what you would have in the restaurant and all of that. And she said, this is something we make during the week because it's fast. It's, on a sports night or things like that. And so it's real live people just seeing what their life
Wow.
is like. And it was such a treat. And it's something that I'll absolutely be sending future clients to go do.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Go sit in this woman's home and learn about her life.
Hmm.
It's
Where
lovely.
have you not been that you want to go?
Oh, a million places.
I know. As I said that, I was like,
Yeah.
that's a list.
Terrible question. Sorry. No.
That's
Um,
yeah. That's a
I love Europe, and I love being able to get on a train and you can be in another country in 45 minutes, where in Texas, 45 minutes doesn't get me on the outskirts of town. I mean, it's, it
you have to
takes
do the
you
loop
2
for
days to drive
45
across
minutes.
Texas.
Man, you guys have those loops, the loopity doo.
I know
The
the
loops, and you
I
could
do want
spend
to bring this
45
up.
minutes doing loops.
You
I've done that.
posted this on Facebook, and I think you wrote a blog on it too. We were talking about, and everyone, heywannnago.com, everyone go there. Hey, want to go? Yes,
Hey,
I
wanna
do.
go?
I do. I do. I do.
I do.
Um,
I always
Yep, it's
I
really
currently have
dangerous.
3 suitcases going in my room.
Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, this one,
Because
this,
I'm
yeah.
packing
Oh,
for
that's
Christmas
cool.
and I'm unpacking and then I'm packing for the cruise and I'm unpacking another. It's bad. It's
See,
bad.
yeah. Well,
I'm not
we live out
proud.
of our suitcase,
Well,
and our
sounds good
suitcase.
to me.
I mean, we pet sit as we travel. So our
Mm.
clothes now have just become pet clothes. These are the dog clothes. These are the cat clothes. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
mix them unless it's a mixed household. Like Koozie will not want our clothes and our dog clothes. No.
No,
So
no.
we
And
have to have
she
different.
keeps walking around here. She hears y'all's voices.
Yeah.
See,
Hey,
she
Chrissy.
knows. She knows.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. And hey, I got to give a shout out. Trusted house sitters, right? Everyone, we got to give them a shout out, because for travelers, your pets can be safe at home. And we're meeting groups of travelers like you. And it's
Yes.
an amazing, amazing program. But I want to go back to something you've posted about. And I think this is something really important. And we were talking, Linda Kassam's on our show every first Saturday, also a world traveler. She got COVID in.
Mhm.
She was doing all kinds of cruising and everything. Her and her
Okay.
husband got COVID. They were on the road or on sailing, whatever they were doing, for a month. And here for years, she was fine. They were fine. And then boom, got it. And she said she was booked for a 10-day land tour in Scotland. And because she bought insurance, the whole thing was paid for, her hotel. She had room service. She said the whole hotel went into COVID mode. Don't worry, whatever,
Yes.
just keep your receipt. You want something from the outside, you want a bottle of scotch, we'll send it right up. Don't worry.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So it went,
Yeah.
well, come on, she was in Scotland. So, all of this was going on, and then they still managed to get some things done. But we were talking about this importance of insurance, and I see you talk about that a ton, and that's something that I think we can easily forget. So do you help people navigate the insurance field? Because you never
Yes.
know.
I am not an insurance agent, but I will help them. In fact, I was just sending an email earlier today about the reasons I buy it. I'm 57, soon to be 58. So I mean, really for myself, I could step off something, break a hip just like that. But I have parents in their 80s. And if I get a phone call that one of my parents has had a fall or had a stroke or something, I will be at their bedside immediately. And it doesn't matter what trip is planned. And I would just as soon have insurance to cover the expenses and the missed travel than, whatever it takes, I will be there. But it's funny you mentioned COVID, but I had clients who cruised Alaska and they got COVID. It was an 11-day cruise. They got COVID day 4. And so they were then quarantined to their cabin, could not fly home. They had to rent a car and drive back to their home and turn it all in for a claim. They had good insurance because their travel agent nagged them and said, you have to have insurance.
Called Cheryl.
And exactly. And so and it takes time. They're insurance companies. No insurance companies want to just write you a check. So it takes time. It's a pain in the neck. They're all that way. But I do have a preferred company that I work with because I've seen it work. And so we spent all summer and they got back everything they missed. They got back 60% of their cruise fare for the cruise they missed. They saw one port,
wow.
and the rest of the cruise, they were in their cabin. So I believe in cruise and travel insurance for any time. If you're for a big cruise, if you don't have, if you have a trip investment, I have a couple of large bookings I'm working with right now. If something happens, if they get COVID a week before, if they break a hip, if a parent gets ill, they will lose their money. Most travel is booked as non-refundable after a certain date. So it is so important unless you want to miss that experience and lose your money. I don't mind spending money on an experience, but if I'm going to miss the experience, I want my money back. So
Right.
travel insurance. If you're going to Santa Fe for one night, don't buy travel, whatever.
Yeah.
But
You want to do it for the epic. What is medical insurance when you do buy medical insurance also for going overseas?
For international trips, I do recommend a travel insurance that has a medical policy on it. And that's what I purchased for myself. It's the same policy. I don't go uninsured. It's not a big upsell and I can earn a little more commission. I do earn some commission.
Good.
I buy it for myself. Absolutely. I won't go. I bought it for my trip to Ireland a week ago. I'm not going without it. I work too hard for my money and I don't want to lose my money.
Well, and it's not only that, sometimes you're in a predicament where you really do need help. I mean, just like if you were staying at home, things happen at home too. You need insurance. You have insurance on your car. You have insurance on your home. Why would you not have insurance when you're going where you have never been before?
Yeah,
You've invested $20,000 in a trip and you're not going to insure it for another 1,000 or so.
Yeah, really.
That's just foolish. I'll just call it what it is. That's foolish.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be safeguard yourself so you can relax and have a good time, because things do happen, just as I said, like at home. Things happen at home.
So if because I know that you also work with groups. So like I know that multi-generational travel, see, I can say that big word. That's a big deal where, especially now after COVID, families are reuniting and traveled, but they weren't, two things they weren't able to do, be together and travel. So that's becoming a big deal. I'm sure you're seeing an uptick in that.
Yes.
When they do insurance and book through you, can you do it like everybody's taken care of, or does everybody have to be individual when you do something like that?
It really depends. Usually you would say you have grandma and grandpa, usually you would have grandma and grandpa on their own policy. You would have mom and dad and children are free on most policies. So you would have mom and dad and their kids on one, grandma and grandpa. It should be per household that you're booking.
Oh,
so
okay.
If grandma and grandpa live with them, technically, yes, but generally they don't. So you're insuring the household.
Oh, that's cool. Especially if you're going on a boat, you're a floating house,
Well, you are. I mean, I was just talking to a client today who wanted it. She's doing a cruise with her daughter. Her daughter's an adult in her 30s. And she said, my daughter doesn't want it, but I do. And I said, okay, but if you have to cancel, your daughter's cruise may, it may go up because now she's one person in a room. You get your money back, but you may have to give it to your daughter to pay for her cruise. Or, I said that it would be this much more if your daughter does it. They're not under a household, but in that instance, I think it could work. But her daughter just simply won't spend the money. I said, okay, that's fine.
One thing too, when you're traveling overseas and also booking with people, how important are local guides to making an experience?
incredibly important. When I've got a great contact in, well, all over really, but London, you want to do the London music scene and you want to cross Abbey Road and you want to go see where so many of these bands started.
I
I've got a
do.
guy, and he can do a walking tour. He can do a driving tour. He's fantastic. He's just one of my best guides. I have another one in London who will do London sites. I've got one in Florence, lovely Florence, and he'll take you
Gonna
out.
take you to Giovanni.
No, he won't take you. You got to do Giovanni on your own, but he will take you out into Tuscany and do wine tasting and see some other
Ooh,
sites. I've got another
nice.
one, a couple actually in Rome, who can do private tours or small group tours. So to have those relationships and to be able to reach out and say, hey, Marco, I've got people coming to Florence, what do you have available in June of 2023? And I want you, and his people are great too, but it's wonderful to have those contacts. Because that I know, and I trust them, and they're on the ground. It's not some generic tour that I'm just picking out of a hat. These people will take good care of my people. Because if I send you to Florence and I don't really handpick your tours, I just say, yeah, just get there, you'll be fine. You're going to come home unhappy. You're going to tell all your friends, Cheryl did a lousy job. She didn't.
Oh,
tell
dude,
me anything."
Cheryl does not want to hear that.
I
No,
do not want to hear that. And I don't want you
Listen.
telling your friends that. I want you coming home saying, oh my gosh, we couldn't have done this without Cheryl. And she has people on the ground. That's my goal, is for you to have seamless travel that you remember in a positive way, not,
that's awesome.
that's the goal.
Awesome. So everyone, Cheryl's going to be on our show, like I was saying, every third Wednesday.
Cool.
Hey, want to go
Yay.
Wednesdays? This is going to be fun. It's a world travel show. And so we're going to be talking about different destinations each time and getting great insight like we did today, really understanding more of the travel advisor role and the importance of, insurance and, all those good things. So everyone, heywannago.com is a website. You also Facebook, you're on Instagram too, right? Yep.
Yes.
Instagram. I
Yes.
see your face on Instagram. I'm like, hi, Cheryl. So she's there too. But before you go, any tips on packing?
Oh, that's a whole nother show. Carry on,
Okay.
carry on, carry on when you can.
And do it light, right?
Yeah. Pack light. You can
Travel
wash
light.
things so easily. Sheets of laundry detergent. It looks like a bounce sheet, and you tear off little bits and you put your skivvies and everything in the sink and hot water and you hand wash and wring them out in
I
the
want
towel.
that.
Don't pack 3 weeks worth of socks and underwear. I mean,
That's
pack
true.
always buy it
blouses
on the
that
other
dry
side,
easily.
too.
So pack light.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nancy, we need those little sheets. Nancy's always about, I do everything in the sink. I'm like, no, there's a washing machine. No.
Well, I
You're going to
don't like
ruin your
to,
underwear.
I just don't like to waste a ton of water for a little bit of clothing, so
I
I just,
understand it.
yeah, so I just
I'll
do
send
quick
you a
and
picture
easy.
of them.
Okay, cool.
I do
cool.
quick and easy.
Yes.
Well, really, for good tips, go to Cheryl's Facebook. Hey, wanna go? You guys, that's how I found out that you can now renew our passports online. Like that. Thank
That's
goodness.
awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome to have that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us, everyone. Keep up
Yeah.
with us at
Thank
bigblendradio.com, and we'll see you on the third Wednesday of January.
Looking forward
Happy
to it.
holidays, safe travels. Enjoy
you.
Yeah.
Memphis. Oh my gosh, you're going to have ribs, right? You
Oh,
you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You are. And then you're going to
She
go to New
is.
Orleans? Seriously? We're a little jealous right now, right?
I know. Oh, I'm being pulled by a cat. Sorry.